Did you know that the success of Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo is the reason we didn't get an N64 Metroid? There has been a Metroid title on pretty much every Nintendo console and handheld, with the exception of the N64 and the Wii U. But we don't talk about the Wii U. A lot of people were bummed by that. Super Metroid is largely considered one of the greatest games of all time. It is magnitudes better than the NES Metroid. So, to most people, it seemed pretty obvious that Nintendo was going to release a Metroid for the Nintendo 64, and they wanted to. The problem is developers just didn't know what to do, and they were hesitant to follow up what is largely considered one of the greatest games of all time. With the advent of 3D technology, a 2D Metroid would have felt like a letdown to the general public. While I disagree with that sentiment because Castlevania Symphony of the Night came out on the PS1 and is largely considered one of the greatest games of all time, the mindset was more understandable from the perspective of a developer, but the problem with 3D is they didn't know what to do with Metroid in 3D yet. This hesitancy plus the pressure of following up Super Metroid left developers turning down the project. Internally, Nintendo developers didn't want to take on the challenge, and when they reached out to external developers to see if there was anyone willing, everyone turned down the project. We don't know what studios have been reached out to, but there's been speculation. Apparently Rare might have been one of the companies. Either way, that's why we never saw an N64 Metroid, though I should say that there is a fan project out there that's looking to bring Metroid to the N64, and it's looking pretty good. As far as I know, there's no concrete release date yet, but what we've seen of the game so far looks pretty polished. I'd argue it was for the better because Metroid Prime came out on the GameCube and blew everyone away, and who knows, that may have not happened if N64 Metroid would have flopped. Pretty interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments or if I missed any details there.